What if I told you there's a version of the future that already exists, but you'll never live in it? Because it's reserved for the 0.001%. Billionaires aren't just buying luxury anymore. They're buying tomorrow. In this video, we're revealing 10 jaw-dropping technologies so advanced, so restricted, that only billionaires have access to them. From personal space stations to digital immortality, these aren't just gadgets. These are glimpses into the next era of human power. These are not sci-fi dreams. These are real and in testing. And the billionaires funding them? They don't want the rest of the world to catch up. And number one? It's a technology that could erase death itself. Stay to the end. The future isn't waiting. Billionaires are done with yachts. That was yesterday's flex. Today, they're going down, literally, in their own private submarines. These aren't recycled military vessels. We're talking ultra-luxury, James Bond-style submersibles that dive thousands of feet beneath the surface. Custom-built for solo dives, dinner cruises in the Mariana Trench, or secret meetings where no signal can reach. Models like the Triton 6002 cost over $30 million and can dive deeper than most Navy equipment. And yes, they come with champagne service, gold trim, and a view of shipwrecks only billionaires can afford to visit. Why fly over the Earth when you can own the ocean beneath it? But this next tech doesn't just explore nature. It rewrites your very biology. What's the most expensive thing in the world? Time. And the ultra-rich are done waiting for science to catch up. They've moved beyond diets, serums, and supplements. They're rebuilding the human body from the gene up. Welcome to the next luxury frontier. Personalized anti-aging. Therapy built from your own DNA. Not off the shelf. Not government approved. Just you recoded. Billionaires are quietly funding private labs in Switzerland, the UAE, and deep inside Silicon Valley. Places where gene editing, stem cell reinfusion, and age reversal are not theories, but trials with human clients. These aren't general treatments. They're hand-engineered molecular blueprints. Your immune system, your muscle strength, your telomeres, all optimized to slow or even reverse the biological clock. Some of these treatments claim to subtract 10 biological years in less than 10 months. No mainstream clinic offers this. No insurance covers it. It's science fiction, unless you're rich enough to write the rules. It's not immortality, but it's a pause button on decay. And in a world where death is inevitable, billionaires are buying time. But what if time wasn't the limit? What if the next luxury wasn't on this planet at all? Luxury real estate has left the Earth, because for the world's wealthiest, a mansion with a view just isn't enough anymore. Now, they want a view of the entire planet. Private orbital space stations are no longer science fiction. They're funded, designed, and in development. And only billionaires are on the guest list. Forget suborbital tourism. That's the amusement park ride. This is the getaway home, rotating above Earth. Complete with personal AI, zero-gravity spas, and streaming services that bounce off satellites. Some prototypes are built from decommissioned modules. Others, custom designs with expandable living quarters, solar wings, and radiation shielding stronger than military specs. These stations aren't just for fun. They're data sanctuaries, status symbols, and escape pods for the apocalypse. A physical line between the ultra-rich and the rest of us. The price tag? Estimates start at $150 million for a stay. Ownership? Add a few zeros. It's not just about being above the law. It's about being above the Earth, permanently. And for the billionaires already planning Mars colonies, this is just the practice round. Because the next entry isn't about travel, it's about disappearance. What's the ultimate privacy? Not locked doors, not bodyguards, not encryption. It's this, being invisible. Large-scale invisibility shields are real, not magic, not fiction. They're prototypes, tested, working, and in billionaire hands. Using light-bending materials and adaptive optics, these shields redirect what your eyes or cameras can see. They don't just blur the edges, they erase outlines. Buildings vanish, vehicles disappear, entire rooms dissolve from view. Some military contractors have already demonstrated field-ready cloaking. And billionaires? They're buying in early. We're talking about stealth protection for yachts, homes, private runways, even personal compounds. To the outside world, it looks like trees, rocks, or empty air. This isn't just privacy, it's optical control. The ability to decide what exists and what doesn't. And the best part? It's passive. No noise, no signature, no alert. You're not being watched. You're not being tracked. Because as far as the world can tell, you're not even there. This is how the next class of billionaires will disappear. Not by running, by erasing their presence entirely. And the next technology? It ensures that if you do find them, you won't get close. The rich used to hire bodyguards. Now, they deploy swarms. Billionaires are funding the next generation of personal protection. Fully autonomous AI security systems. Not just one drone, dozens, acting as a synchronized shield around a person, vehicle, or estate, 24/7. These aren't off-the-shelf quadcopters. They're custom-designed aerial and ground-based units with thermal vision, facial recognition, motion prediction, and real-time threat analysis. No radio chatter, no hesitation. The system identifies, tracks, and neutralizes threats faster than any human team could. Some operate with non-lethal deterrents, ultrasonic pulses, blinding strobe lights, electromagnetic jamming. Others, let's just say, discretion has a price. These swarms don't just react, they learn. Every movement pattern and possible breach gets added to a constantly evolving digital fortress. And unlike human security, they never sleep. They never panic. They never miss. For the billionaire who fears kidnapping, sabotage, drone attacks, or digital intrusion, this isn't luxury. It's necessity. This is how the new elite remain untouchable, not with weapons, with an intelligence perimeter that outthinks everything. But while this tech guards the outside, the next entry rewires the world inside your mind. Why settle for a dream vacation when you can build your own universe? For the ultra-wealthy, virtual reality is no longer about gaming. It's about control, total engineered high-definition control. Bespoke full-immersion VR worlds are handcrafted, environments custom designed from the ground, up-tailored to a billionaire's memories, fantasies, or ambitions. This isn't just a headset. It's an experience room, or even an entire property outfitted with spatial sensors, tactile feedback floors, atmospheric controls, and AI-driven scenario engines. You don't visit Paris. You rebuild your version of Paris, with better lighting, fewer people, no interruptions. The environments are built by elite design firms using photorealistic rendering, machine learning personalization, and emotional response tracking. If your heartbeat spikes or drops, the world adjusts in real time. Want to hunt dinosaurs? Negotiate with your digital clone? Replay a childhood memory with altered outcomes? Done. Some worlds are used for relaxation, others for strategic simulations, and some for desires that can't be spoken publicly. You don't log in, you live inside it. For hours, days, sometimes longer. Because when you're a billionaire, reality isn't enough. You deserve better, or at least your version of it. But what if your travel wasn't virtual? What if your jet outran sound itself? Commercial first class is outdated. Private jets? A status symbol from the last decade. Now billionaires are moving faster than sound. Literally, enter the era of personal hypersonic jets. Aircraft that travel at Mach 5 and beyond, turning a New York to London flight into a 90-minute sprint. These aren't conceptual doodles. They're funded, prototyped, and tested in private military-adjacent labs. Unlike traditional jets, these machines use scramjet engines, skin-cooling plasma fields, and aerodynamic designs borrowed from classified aerospace programs. Some models stay suborbital, skimming the edge of space before dipping back down at impossible speeds. Others are designed for point-to-point global travel without needing refueling. But here's the billionaire twist. They don't land at airports, they land at private runways, carved into islands, desert compounds, or mobile ocean platforms. Forget TSA, forget traffic, forget time zones. One jet, one passenger. The world, within reach, faster than any government or commercial entity can legally offer. For the rest of us, that kind of travel is impossible. For them, it's just Tuesday. But if the skies are theirs now, what happens when they stop flying forward and start sleeping through centuries? What if you could skip to the good part? Cryosleep, suspended animation, has long been a sci-fi fantasy. But billionaires are now quietly investing in making it real, and not for space travel, for survival. Cryosleep chambers are being developed by a handful of elite biotech firms. The goal? Preserve a living human body in a state of reversible stasis. No aging, no decay, just paused. These chambers aren't for freezing. They use induced hypothermia, oxygen regulation, and molecular stasis agents to slow biological processes to near zero. If perfected, they could allow a person to sleep through decades, waiting for a medical cure, a technological leap, or a better world. It's not legal for full use, yet. But the research is active, funded, and deeply private. Facilities in undisclosed locations are being prepped. And the clients? They've already signed up. Some want to preserve themselves after death, hoping for resurrection when science allows. Others want to enter the pod now, waking up when the chaos has calmed, the planet has healed, or the markets have shifted. To the rest of us, this sounds impossible. To them, it's a backup plan. But what if you didn't need to pause time? Because you owned the entire power grid? Owning a home? Too small. Owning a yacht? Too basic. Owning your own energy grid? Now we're talking. Billionaires are now backing the most extreme form of self-sufficiency. Private energy islands, built in remote waters or artificial land masses, These floating fortresses generate their own electricity, entirely off the global grid. Inspired by national megaprojects like Denmark's energy islands, the ultra-rich are scaling them down and buying in privately. We're talking solar farms, wind turbines, undersea battery vaults, desalination systems, AI-controlled storage, all centralized in one independent power platform. These islands are more than just ego trips. They're insurance policies. If the world collapses, financially, politically, environmentally, these billionaires still have power. Water, food, and connection. Some are integrating data centers, others private defense systems. A few even host experimental tech farms, quantum servers, AI labs, genetic repositories. No government oversight, no utility bills, no reliance on anyone. It's not about being rich, it's about being untouchable. Invisible in the legal system, invulnerable in the real one. And as the world destabilizes, more billionaires are investing in one thing, sovereignty. But if that's the second most powerful technology on this list, what could possibly top it? What's the one thing no billionaire can buy? Death. Until now. This final entry isn't a product. It's a pursuit. A mission that some of the wealthiest minds on the planet are pouring billions into quietly, obsessively, relentlessly. The goal? To digitize the human mind, to upload consciousness. We're not talking about backing up memories or scanning brainwaves. We're talking full neural mapping, billions of synaptic connections encoded, simulated and stored on powerful servers. The process is experimental, controversial, and still incomplete. But it's moving faster than most people realize. Private companies and black-budget labs are already working with high-fidelity brain scans, memory modeling, and thought prediction engines. The idea is simple and terrifying. If your brain can be simulated with perfect fidelity, then you can live again, digitally. In theory, it means a billionaire could wake up inside a machine, inside a metaverse, inside eternity. No aging, no body to break, no death to fear. Some plan to preserve their physical brains in cryo containers. Others hope for full mind replication before their biological form fails. It's not about living forever. It's about never being truly gone. This is the new god-tier power, to not just rule the world, but to outlive it. And the ones funding this future, they've already started the upload. These weren't theories. They weren't science fiction. They're real. And right now, the richest people on Earth are already living one step ahead of the rest of us. Exploring the ocean floor, editing their DNA, building private worlds in the sky, and preparing for a future where even death has a price tag. But here's the question that should keep you up tonight. If this is what billionaires are showing us, what aren't they showing? Because this list, it might just be the surface. There could be 20 more technologies, classified, patented, hidden in basements and satellites that haven't been revealed yet. And by the time the world finds out, they'll already be 2 decades ahead. So if you want to stay on the edge of what's possible, what's dangerous and what's next, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this with someone who still thinks a private jet is the peak of luxury. Because the truth is, we're not in the same race. We're not even on the same planet.